So meaning after this, there will be a live class. You see that? Good. Then I'll click edit item for the live class. But however, back to the rooms. So for this live class, I have to create a room for it by saying add new, and then I'll say okay, live class 1. It's just like how you create a Zoom meeting for people to join. That's how it works. So as a student, you visit LMS. You just come here, recordable. When you take your minutes, recordable. Wait for moderator. Meaning a student cannot start the class unless the teacher joins before the class will start. When you are done, you by default you see some new courses from here. Now, when you publish, or you go to the courses tab here. When you publish, you're just going to copy the link of courses that for this class, enroll, and then you come to the lesson here. Just a little come here. Okay, so I'm going to click on here. This course. I'm just going to say okay. For example, to join. So this is just for a test for you to understand how you can join a course. You can make this here as a hyperlink. You can see the option start and then you paste. Or you can go down here and they are going to take you to the curriculum, the live class for them to join. Here, so I'm going to click on overview. Everything about the course will be here, and then the curriculum of the course, what you'll be learning. All right. How the course. So now I've updated the live class lesson. Now let me refresh the course page. So now, this is want to start what the student is going to see as they. But before you start, you should move through the course curriculum. If you don't have an account, you click on register now. So now you can see live class as I just added. So when a student click on live class 1, instructors, just click on. Let's see what will happen, and you are good to go. You can see I'm going here to join live class. So when they click, when they log in and then they click here, they'll be taken to the what? The live class, and here they can join. And when they join, the lecture will also be there, and then class will take on. After class takes on, if it is recorded, the recording will be there on that page for them to rewatch. Alright, so I wouldn't want to make this video extremely long. I would just pause here, and then I will do another video that will be focused on student experience. This is admin experience that I've just done, but immediately you enroll, straight away you'll be taken to the learning area for that course. Good. So starting from here, you can see week 1. This is the first lesson you're supposed to take, then followed by the second lesson, then a quiz.
Alright everybody, welcome into what is totally an experiment. I am not sure how this is going to go, but it's something that I've wanted to do for a while, so thank you guys for joining. I'm going to wait just a second here and let everybody get connected. Let's see how this goes. Good morning to everybody, or depending on where you are in the world, good afternoon, good evening. If you're here watching already, let me know where you're from in the world.
All the way, as I said, this is a dummy information. This is a dummy data just for you to understand how the system works. So you
like I said, I'm going to give this just a moment here,
this is lesson
and then we'll get everything rolling.
If you are done with that one too, you click on complete and you say yes. So now
awesome, I see some locations coming in. It's exciting to see you guys here. Thank you so much for joining. This should be fun. So let me switch over here on my other screen just to double check I got everything rolling.
10 minutes, the passing grade is 80%. Then you click on start to take the quiz. Okay, good. Now when you take the quiz, you'll be timed based on the settings that has been given to you.
Alright, so I've been asked a number of times about this video after the stream, and yes, definitely it will be available. There is going to be a there's going to be a link that YouTube automatically generates after the stream ends, and it will be in the Premise Like YouTube account. If you click on the videos tab, I think you have to switch it to live as well. There's like a videos and then a live tab, or maybe it's live, one of the two. It's not immediately clear where it lives, but if you guys have any questions, just message me, email or something like that, or on Facebook, and I'll be happy to send it to you guys. We have people from all over the world: Italy, Germany, Poland, Amsterdam, Tallahassee, Bella Floridian. Good morning, Chris. Excited to see all you guys. So let's go ahead and get this rolling. I wanted to walk through just quickly what I have, so if you guys watched my video yesterday, you'll notice that this site is exactly the same as that one. So there is currently nothing on this site in terms of design in the Oxygen side of things. So basically what I do is I clone kind of like a default WordPress install in Cloudways, who I use as my host. And with that, it has all the standard plugins that I typically use, so I'll just walk through that real quick and kind of show you what that is. So for the most part, I use pretty much the same things, you know, regularly. Hopefully this doesn't go slowly. I click the plugins tab and it's taking its sweet time here. Pretty much all of these plugins are what I use on basically every site, regardless of complexity or the end outcome. So with these, I've walked through almost all of them on the channel before. I don't think there's anything that you guys probably haven't seen. Some of these WP MuDev plugins you may not prefer, but that's just what I've stuck with for quite a while and have been happy with. So basically the first place we're going to start off with is the Adobe XD mockup. Let me move that over here to this screen. And so with XD, I'm definitely not an expert in this, but when it's set up properly, you kind of have this cool little artboard. And so this is the mockup that we were looking at yesterday in the video that I posted. And with that, what I'm going to do is start off by going to my main template in Oxygen, setting up my global colors, picking my fonts, and then we'll just use that as kind of our foundational element there. So let's take a look real quick. I don't even know what font this is. So this says Gilroy? Is that even a font? I've never heard of that. Doesn't look like I see Gilroy. Maybe that's not what it actually is. What is that? Missing font. Okay, so maybe it's a font that was downloaded, unfortunately, that I don't have. But we'll just work around that. Kind of looks like, what is that? Like, I don't know. I can't remember. I can't remember what that font is called. Poppins. The Google font Poppins is what I'm trying to think of. What about this one? That one also says Gilroy. That's so weird because I don't know. Let's Google that real quick. You guys are gonna see my process here in real time. Oh yeah, it looks like it is. I don't really want to get into installing font. It's not something I had anticipated, to be perfectly honest. We'll come back to that and maybe I'll do that, but I don't really want to bother with an external font. If it was Adobe or Google, I could do that. What about, let's see, Gilroy font Adobe. Let's see if it's in there. No. Maybe something similar. We'll just find something similar. I don't want to waste a bunch of time on fonts because that's not something that I typically do. So anyway, we will find a font similar to that. If you guys have a recommendation, let me know. But we'll start off by going into the main template here and getting those global colors set up. So inside of Oxygen templates, I'm going to go to my all pages template here. And then if you guys have any questions as we're going through here, please feel free to ask. I can see the chat over on my other screen. And I can definitely try to slow down a little bit if you guys have any specific questions. So I'm just going to go over here to my settings, global styles, colors. I have the core design set on pretty much all of my sites just to have as a backup. But I'm going to go into global colors and let's throw in those XD ones. So just get the color out of here. I'm not an XD expert, as I already mentioned, so if you guys are watching me fumble through this, I apologize. I'm just going to call this one lime green, and then we'll add that guy. It's a little bit tedious here, but we'll just make it work. What is this one, like a camo green, like an army camo green, and then last but not least is what, basically like almost navy, black, what's that, like a navy-ish, that's what I'm going to call it, navy-ish, add color. Okay, so now we have our 3 global colors, and like, you know, you guys have seen before, I'm addicted to saving in this. So let's go to our fonts now, and then I like that suggestion from Montserrat. I'll just do that font all the way around. We can always change that later, but easy to set up now and fix it after the fact. So here in this all pages template, like you guys have seen me do, this is like my main template for the whole site. So the all pages is going to have my header, my footer, and my inner content. With this particular template, it's only currently set to apply to pages, and that's pretty much always how I do it. So we're going to start off by building the header. So let's take a look at our mock-up real quick here. And what I need to do is consider that this kind of layout with this large photo in this particular mock-up is just going to be for the home page. So I've been thinking about how I can do this so that I don't have to build two separate templates, one for the inner pages and one for the main template. And I think what I'm probably going to do is have one main div as my wrapper, have a second one that is in my, well, that's probably not going to work actually. I'm not exactly sure how we're going to do this. Because basically all that I want is just like a shrunk version for the inner pages. So instead of it taking up, let's say this is like 75 VH or whatever, I only want the inner pages to be maybe like a third of that, and we'll just have the page title in the top of the page there. So I think what I'll probably do is maybe just have two separate divs. So let's just go ahead and start building this one here. So I'm going to move this over to my other screen, so just keep that in mind. I'll probably be clicking back and forth a couple of times here. So I'm going to move this over real quick. I want to be able to still see the
those who have failed will be under field, those who have passed will be here, those which have been evaluated will be here, submitted will be
so
here.
we're going to start off with just, actually we're going to use a section because the section you can change the tag to a header, which I typically like to do. I'm not sure that it makes really that much of a difference from like an SEO perspective or whatever, but that's what I typically like to do. The other thing that I forgot to do is set the page width. So I need to look at what it is in my mock-up here. So let's take a look. The page width is 1366, so quite a bit wider than the default Oxygen page width, and that actually looks a lot more filled out on the page, so I do like that quite a bit. So, to answer your question, I've seen it pop up a couple times. Yes, it will be recorded and it will be available on YouTube. The process is automatic, so I don't know how long it takes for the live to get converted into, like a video on demand, but it will certainly do that for you. So with this section, I'm going to go ahead and change this to full width, and then I'm just going to remove the left and right padding. I'm going to keep the top and bottom padding for now because we can just change that in a bit. And then the first thing I'm going to do is set, let's think about this here. So, you know what?